Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. I've been getting a lot of questions across my different platforms on, how could you cut your hair after 12 years? Um, and it was a very, very difficult decision. As you can see in pictures, my hair, it looks very thick, it looks very healthy. And these are just a few images of the first couple years when my locks were somewhat short. And I do believe at that time, just because of the length, it was a little bit thicker, not just the illusion of being thick. And I could actually wear my hair back and not be super conscious about my edges. And I think over time, and possibly with age, my hair started to thin out. I even asked my loctician to, do one rotation less just so there wouldn't be any pulling on my hair. Um, and what I started to do was being very creative in how I wore my hair. Sometimes just to make it look a lot thicker, I would put it to the side. When I was dressed up and going out, I found that really helped. And also when I did a braid out, I noticed that my hair would look a lot thicker. And yeah, I loved it when it was medium length. And just started wearing basically a lot of hats. Everywhere I went, I would have a hat on because I wouldn't feel conscious then. I wouldn't be thinking, okay, is the bald spot showing? Whether it was a baseball cap, cowboy hat, I would feel really good about, my hair and not showing the deficiencies. And there are times I'd put it in a bun and have a little bang to cover some of the areas where I had thinning in the front. And other times I, would just have it hanging out and just try to strategically place it so it wouldn't move too much. But as it got longer, I noticed that it seemed a lot thinner. I'm not sure if it was the length or if it was the damage. I tried using Rogaine. This was at my daughter's wedding. I put it to the side, but even then I felt conscious of the crown showing, and my edges weren't as thick as I actually wanted them to be. So yeah, wearing hats would be, my go-to, and I didn't mind wearing hats because I actually loved wearing them. But it gave me that added security of not showing, my bald crown. And as you can see, my hair was super long, and this picture is when I cut it for the second time. I always had, then I started wearing headbands because I could cover the edges and also cover the crown. And, like I thought about cutting it for a very long time. But after growing it, so long and for 12 years, it sort of became a part of my identity. Not that, that was how I defined myself, but I actually loved my locks. I loved having them. I like the fact that as a black woman, yes, our hair does grow, even though people would approach me. And also black women and like, is that your hair? Oh, no, that's not your hair. Can I touch it? That would be a big no. But yeah, so it was a hard decision, but I felt like, you know what? Maybe if I cut a bit off, it would look a lot thicker, a lot fuller. And I tried that and evened it up in the back, and it was fine for a while. But I still found that I tried Rogaine, I tried pretty much everything out there, and I didn't see a lot of changes. And what I really like to do is wear my hair in a ponytail, and I just started using, some sort of camouflage, whether it was like mascara just to cover the front a bit and fill it in. And once again, wearing it to the side just to cover it up. But I spoke to my loctician at the time, and, we tried to work out a few strategies of what to do. And then finally decided that, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to cut it in layers. And that you saw the video before That was a big disaster. The way she cut my hair, it was god awful. That was devastating. I hated it. It was stringy, then it started to break, where I never had that problem before. Some of my locks, the integrity of them was just like, it was bad. And I just thought, man, after a year of saying, what should I do? I decided to cut it, and I got the worst cut ever. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let go and let God. And looking at these images, this is when I decided that, yeah, I love having the long hair, but I don't like the baldness. I don't like the thinning. And then my scalp, like, it was shiny in terms of where it was bald. So I just bit the bullet and then, decided to just cut it. And then I started pulling it out. And as you can see, this is when I had some of the hair done. And I still had a lot in the back. And when I had to go in the office, it was a challenge, but I just put it in a bun and combed the front and gelled it up. And I was retaining some length, but let me tell you, my hands were killing me, and I decided to just keep on going. There were a few times when I thought, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to shave my head. But this is some of the hair that came out after I was pulling it out, not even from the cut, but just pulling it out. And then I'm like, okay, pulled it out. Let's try some braids. So I was going on vacation and decided I didn't want to do hair every day and spend time with gels and trying to figure that out. So I did the braid. And I mean, it was okay, but I have very dry, itchy scalp. And I found the braids itself was irritating my scalp. And I didn't like the fact that I went from having this long hair, my own hair, to putting in fake hair. And then I thought, okay, what's next? Let me try microlinks. That was $400+. Yep, you heard right. And this was my hair after I pulled it all out and did my consult and decided, yep, I'm going to try microlinks. And this is me in the chair getting it done. And it was super hot because I had it done in the summer. And day 2, my hair it snapped. The 2 textures, even though she flat ironed it, it just wasn't working for me. And this is me just like, why did I spend all that money after doing the consult, being reassured that it would work? And it didn't. So I just decided, you know what, forget it. I missed my locks and had to go to work. So I just basically used some gel, kept it all down and put it back. But I was just thinking, I don't want to be combing my hair every day. I don't want to be going through this process of, making it work. And at this point, my hair still was super thin, but I was just rocking my bun and adding a bit of hair again to it. And, when I washed my hair, like it would totally shrink up. I mean, I did have length from what I retained, but it was just a lot of work. And after 12 years, nah. So this is me just sort of stretching my hair a little bit after washing it and adding a little heat. And then I finally decided, let me just do a flat iron because in my mind, I love my locks and I wanted to go back there. So this is the hair that I retained, but it is very thin. And yeah, this is just me with the workflow, rocking my bun. And once again, adding hair that I bought to hair that I got rid of. So very confusing. And I tried rocking using the gel to make my hair curly, but too much products, too heavy, too greasy. I just wasn't feeling it. And I'm like, okay, maybe the best thing to do at this point is to start from scratch. Just, you know what? You love your locks, you miss them. Maybe if you start from the very beginning all over again, it will be a lot easier for everything to grow in, slowly, get a bigger size. And then I figured, what the heck? Ta-da! We are going to transition to traditional locks, medium-sized locks. So yep, my new beginning began November the 4th. And these are my combcoil locks. And, they're not the cutest look, but I knew what I was getting into. So I decided, you know what, let me just go for it and see how the process goes. So I'm glad that you guys joined me on my new journey. I will be posting new videos and giving you guys updates on a regular basis. So stay tuned for more, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.